So thank you. So this is a short webinar. It's on an option expiration cycle. Maybe you know this topic. Maybe you uh, come here to listen to me again and again, and maybe you learn something new. So when I'm teaching, I'm learning something new, refresher. So it's good to keep talking once in a while. So my own knowledge gets refreshed, and then I think something else to teach something new next time. So option expiration cycle. So the way option expirations work, they all, so we know that there are stocks which have options. So not all the stocks trade options. So those which trade options, they have options expiration cycle. So option expiration cycle is like maturity. So they get assigned a cycle. So one randomly or whatever is their rule, they get assigned to a particular cycle. So this is what we're going to learn today. What is option expiration cycle and how they get assigned. So when they get assigned to an option expiration cycle, then what happened? So you can clearly see in the option chain and figure it out which option expiration cycle this stock belongs to. So you can, so the purpose is so you can create a strategy. So you're not in the dark. So you have something, some information there. So sometimes the information is in easy format. Sometimes we just know that, okay, because of this thing is happening, I see this, so this thing is coming up. So we need to use sometime our tiny brain. So what you will learn today, so these are the topics. So what is an option expiration? What is option expiration cycle? Why we need to know option expiration cycle? So anytime we are learning something, we need to ask why we are spending time to learn this. But there are millions of things to learn. So why? Why I'm learning this spending 30 minutes. So why we need to know option expression cycles. And there are three types of options. There are three types of option cycle. What is modified option expiry cycle? Examples, then I'll give you examples. So if I'm learning something, I need to have some example, visual, audio, hand holding, writing down. So some example. The more examples, the more I learn. So examples of option expression cycles. That's why when we are trading, because we need to do, um, we need to learn a lot. So we need to, when we're starting to learn, we need to do small trades, not big. Because big trade you do only one or two, and then you sit, you learn, but that's not learning. If you got lucky, you think you are genius, you put a big bet, and then it turned out to be good, and then you become genius. No, you need to put a lot of small bets, and then a lot of small bets are winning. Then you know you are up to something. So anytime anything you learn something new, you do a lot of bets. So in any profession, you need to put uh, exercise a lot. So examples of option expression cycles. So I'll give you some examples of option expression cycles. So when you take these examples and when you're trading, you can look at it and say, okay, I see that. So be aware. So another thing is being aware of the things happening. So aha moment coming up. So another thing, aha moment. So maybe you create a worksheet called aha moment and then write down your aha moments and then see if it can help you. So what happens after expiration date, understanding option cycles for leaves, and how can you tell what cycle a stock is on? So this is important. How can you tell what a cycle stock is on? So these are the things we will learn. So I'm going a little faster. So what is an options expiration? So options have expiry date. All options expire. So either you have the right to buy or you have the right to sell. So it's not forever. There has to have some expiry. So all good things come to end. So if things get matured, there's a maturity date for bills, notes, bonds, mortgage notes, etc. So same way, option have expiry date. So an expiration date is fixed. Once it's defined, it's fixed. So knowing that option have expiry date and it's fixed. So what else is coming up after this one expires? So that can be determined through option expiry cycle, understanding option expiry cycle. So why we need to know option expiration cycles? So that's the question. Why I'm here. I mean, I I received email and I showed up here. So what's the reason why I'm here? So you need to learn, or me need to learn option expression cycle, because the trading option requires strategy. So there are various strategies which you can implement when we are trading options. We need to do some adjustment. So it's not, the trade doesn't go straight and hit our target and we make money. So along the way, we need to do some adjustment. So adjustment can be made if all the facts are known. Even if all the facts are known, there are some unknown unknowns. So not all the information is in front of us. So we're just betting, but as much information as possible to us, so we can make the right decision. So that's the reason. So adjustments in trades. So it will increase our success rate. So knowing, if you're playing a game, you need to know all the rules, and there's nothing surprise coming up. So the more you know, the more that's less surprise. So it increases our success rate. So trading in the dark, not good for portfolio. So as much information is known in advance, so we can make the right decision. So that's why we need to have no option expression cycles. So now there are three types of options. One is called weekly option. They expire on a weekly basis. One is called monthly options. They expire third Friday of every month. And then there is a quarterly option. So there are three kinds of options. So they, so what are the reasons, how they work? And then there is a leap option. So I'll explain one by one. So weekly option expiry. Weekly options are listed on Thursday. So not all the stocks have weekly options. The stocks which are very active, Momo stocks, they have weekly options. So they are listed on Thursday, and then they expires next Friday. So it means they have 8 days. So, or 7 trading days. So they get listed on Thursday, and then next Friday expires. So people trade weekly options. They may not buy on Thursday or Friday, because due to the weekend coming in, Saturday, Sunday, so time decay kicks in. And then if it's a long weekend on Monday, then 3 days goes by. So the time decay is kicking in and taking the money away from the option very fast. So some traders, they buy options on Monday, expiring Friday, even on Wednesday, and then expiring on Friday. But there's not much, if you're selling the option, there's not much premium there to, 3-4 days left. There's not much premium to sell. But the traders, they buy options hoping to make 50 and 100% gain. And in this process, they can wipe out their account or that position, because you may be right, but the time factor, the sword is hanging on you. So anytime the sword is hanging on me, I don't like to do that stuff. I don't want anyone to tell me that you need to do this by this time. And the people put a deadline on you. They just created a deadline on you. It's not mandatory. They just say, okay, it's a deadline. So who created this deadline? So I don't want this deadline. But there is a lot of money to be made if you're strategically right and you can read the charts. Some traders, they do trade weekly option on a basket of stocks. I did that, but I quit because of lot of pressure. So what I used to do, I select the Momo stocks like Baba, Baidu, Apple, Google. It used to be Priceline at that time, IBM. And then I allocate, let's say, $2,000 for the trading. And then I buy $2,000 worth of options, 50 cents, 40 cents here, there, uh, create a basket, knowing all the charts that that they are in uptrend. So like 10 stocks in the basket, identify 7 or 8 which are moving up. And then I bought options on those 8 stocks on Monday. And then as a basket sell, so as a basket, sell the stocks, those options on Thursday or Friday, so during the last day. So the portfolio can be wiped out, or it can explode. You can get 200, 300% gains. You're not closing The option on individual basis, you are closing based on the basket. So you're buying the baskets of stocks, options, and then you're selling it as a basket. So that's one strategy you can do on Monday and then sell on Thursday, Friday. But in the middle, you can see the drawdown. So the drawdown will be worst come worst will be $2,000. So you will lose $2,000 if you allocate $2,000. So weekly options listed on Thursday expires next Friday. Then comes the monthly option. So monthly option, they expire last trading day of third week. So the last trading day of third week is Friday. So if Friday is a holiday, then the last trading day of the week is Friday. So they Thursday. So they either expire on Thursday or Friday, mostly on Friday. Most of the holidays are on Monday. Long weekend, they are on Monday. But if the holiday for a reason is on Friday, then the option will and the market is closed. So it all depends. If the market is closed, then those options will expire on Thursday night. You don't get to trade on Friday. Legally, the options are expiring on Saturday, but you cannot trade. The market is closed on Saturday. So options expire on last trading day of third week. So some options, when you're trading, you see the January 20, all the Fridays are listed. So for the month of January, you will see all the Fridays, January 20, January 27 listed. We buy third Friday unless it's specified. So January 27, like I bought something today, some calls. So I said, okay, so this is what was happening. So I want to buy calls on this symbol, but then I said, okay, January 20 is too close, and I wanted to buy February. So February is not there, it's March. So if March is too far, I mean, people buy options 60 day, 90 day in the future, and then they say, no, I bought the option, long-term options, and I'm giving enough time. So I don't know. I don't see any purpose of giving enough time. Just enough time is enough, but not like enough time. Unless you're pretty sure there's a long term and it's moving, and in 60, 90 days, 20 days or 200 days, it will go through the roof and you will be up thousands of percent. So options are meant for short term. So Thursday, Friday, March was available, Friday was not available. So what I did, I looked at the January 27 options expiry. So I bought for January 27. So I bought one more week, or you can say 5 additional trading days for that stock. So I did last month in December, instead of buying December 16 option, Friday expiry, I bought December 30th. December, instead of December 16, which is a third Friday, which was very close. So I didn't want to pay attention to, I don't want to get clobbered buying too close. It was a snow call. So snow was moving fast. So I bought December 30th call, and then I bought some in January calls. So I mixed it up. So I had enough time for December, even though shorter. So if the March is there and February is not there, we can buy another weekly January 27 options or quarterly options. So I bought January 20th, I think. Yeah, January 20th. Okay, so now the quarterly options. Quarterly option is the last trading day of every quarter. So the quarters are March, June, September, and December. March, June, September, and December. So they expire on the last trading day of each quarter. That's why they are called quarterly options. Sometimes the spread is not good on these. The spread is nice on a monthly options, and the spread is very tight on a weekly option. So quarterly options, look at the spread. Their spreads are wider. So they expire on the last trading day of every quarter. So not the Friday, last trading day. So this is quarterly options. Now, what is option cycle? So expiration dates that apply to different series of options. So options have a different series. I will explain. They are assigned to cycle, January cycle, February cycle, March cycle. So based on the option getting assigned to these cycles, they get the expiration dates and apply to stock and index options. So in other words, options are assigned to different cycles, and based on different these cycles, they get the expiration dates. So each option has 4 expiration months. So always, if you look at the option chain, you will find at least 4 of expiration month. Every option being traded must have a current month. So the current month is the December. So all the options listed, you will see December option available. It's just that the time is running out. So December 16 is the third Friday, the time is running out for the current month. So traders, when the time is running out, then they trade January, February, or March, etc. So every option have a current month and it has a subsequent month. So if the current month is December, then it must have a subsequent month, which is January. So always there. Now, in between December and January, there are a lot of holidays coming in. So you need to be aware of that. Any holiday coming in between the month of December and January? Yes, Christmas holiday, New Year holiday. So these are the holidays coming in. So in other words, you need to be aware of the trading days, not the calendar days. People pay attention to calendar days. They count the calendar days. So calendar days doesn't matter much. It's the trading days. So calendar days is always more than the trading days. Is you're paying the rent for each calendar day, but how many trading days you have to make your decision? So trading days are less. So if you count, you ignore all the weekends, you ignore all the long weekends, you ignore all the holidays, then when you strip these days out, you get very little trading days. So you can only trade during those trading days, meaning you can only make the decision. So your number of days left to make the decision is less and less during the month of December and January. So pay attention to that. So maybe you have some formula. I have programmed it so when I put the month, I know how many days left in this particular month, the trading days. So it calculates the trading days. So you can do that, or you can manually go open the calendar and strip out all the weekends and holidays. So to do that, you need to have a holiday calendar in front of you. So go on a Google, go to Google and say NYSE holiday calendar. So NYSE holiday calendar comes up for year 22, 23, 24, 25, for 5 years. So you put it in front of you, so you know that all the time this is the holiday coming. Sometimes the holiday come as a surprise. Oh, the market is closed. Why? Or I get the email, I'm not receiving any emails today. So what happened? Are you out of business? So that's the email I get. Are you out of business now? I'm not receiving any email. So we replied to the person, Mr. So we assume this person is maybe not in US, maybe he lives in somewhere else, but he is residing in US. So, if he was residing in Hong Kong, we understand, but he is in US, and then he's saying, oh, you are out of business today. So NYSE calendar is there, the weekends are there, and I've done already the calculation. So I know how many trading days left based on the current month and subsequent month. Now, we say each option has 4 expiration months. So we need to know if each option has current month and subsequent month, then which 2 extra months are assigned to that option. So which 2 extra months? We know the current month and subsequent month. So which 2 extra months? So option cycle, understanding option cycle tells us that these are the 2 months available. So which 2 months? There are 12 months in a year. So how we figure it out? Which 2 extra months are assigned to the option? So the logic comes from here. They created cycle called January cycle, February cycle, March cycle. So what they do, let's say there are 3 stocks, stock A, stock B, stock C. on a random basis, they assign. So whatever is their random basis, maybe they throw the dice and then they say, okay, stock A, you're assigned to January cycle, stock B, you go to February, and stock C, you come here, you stand here in front of March cycle. So they get assigned to January, February, March cycle. So there are 3 cycles. And if there are 3 stock, they get assigned to 3 different cycles. So once a cycle is assigned, that's when they come to know their month. So next slide will explain to you. So if a stock is assigned to January cycle, so if the stock is assigned to a January cycle, so January means first, February means second, March means third. So if January means first, then January cycle, as the name says January, so it looks like it's obvious the stock must have a January, month of January in the option change. And because January is the first month of the year, so they assign all the rest of the, they assign the first quarter, the first month of each quarter to this cycle. So the first month of the quarter, January quarter is January itself. The first month of the second quarter is April. So second quarter is April, May, June. April is the first month, so they assign April. July is the first month of third quarter, so it's July, August, September. So July is the first month, they assign July. And then October, so October is the first month of the fourth quarter. So October, November, December, October is the first. So if a stock is assigned to January cycle, you will see these months listed in the option chain. So when you open when you open your stock and you click on open the option chain, when you click on the stock, you should see that, and the weekly options are listed there. Maybe sometime it's suppressed. If like in a trade station, you can click the checkbox, say show me weekly cycle expiration, or show me also non-standard, or show me also quarterly. So just if you're not seeing it, then you need to go and turn it on. So January is the first month, April is the first month of second quarter, July is the first month of third quarter, and October is the first month of fourth quarter. So January cycle have these 4 months. The February cycle have a February, which is the second month, and then May is the second month of second quarter, August is second month of third quarter, November is the second month of fourth quarter. So if a stock is assigned to a February cycle, then it will have February, May, August, and November month listed there. Same way the March cycle, if the stock is listed, assigned to March cycle, then March, June, September, December will be listed there. So March cycle and March month, June month, September, and December. So March, June, September, and December will be listed. So there's some additional months listed also. So explain. So not only, so that cycle is there, and then there's something called modified option expiry cycle. Modified option expiry cycle. So modified option expiry cycle says that not only you list these months, so not only you list these 4 months, if the stock is assigned to a March cycle, then we would only see March, June, September, and December. So what happened today is December. So I mean, we are in the December month, so we will see the December, right? Because let's say the stock is assigned to March cycle, so we would see December, and we will see March, June, and September. Then you say, hey, wait a minute, what happened to January and February? Where they go? So there's a rule. They call it modified option expiry cycle. So they say each stock needs to have the current, not each stock, the option trading stock needs to have the current month. So it so happened the option, the stock which is assigned to March have a December automatically, and December is the third month of the fourth quarter. So it's automatically there, and it's current month, so it's fine. But there is no January here. So you see there is no January listed here. and there's no February listed here. So there are many months missing here. So what they do, they say not only the current month you need to put there, but you need to put subsequent month. So the subsequent month of December is January. So if the stock is assigned to March cycle, you would see if it's the month of December right now, it's showing up for two reasons. One is because it's assigned to March cycle. So December comes automatically. And it so happened that December is the current month. So it shows there. But then all options right now, they are also showing January month as the expiry because that is the subsequent month. So December came because of its cycle. So if you are seeing December is assigned to March cycle, maybe, and it so happened that it's a current month, so it's showing up there. But the subsequent month, January, if you're seeing it, you're seeing it because that's the rule. The subsequent month must be available. So if the option is assigned to March cycle, you may not be seeing February month. February is not there. So all you're seeing is December, January, and then March. So if you're seeing December, January, and March, and February is not there, and then you wonder, hey, what happened to February? Why the February is not showing? So we need to ask questions. There's always a reason. So why February is not there? Why I see December, January, and no February? So the February is not there because that stock is assigned to a March cycle. So most likely FedEx is assigned to March cycle, and there is no February month listed there. December is listed because it's the current month. January is listed because it's a subsequent month, and then March, June, and September are listed. So these 3 months are listed: March, June, and September. So FedEx may be assigned to March cycle. So now what happened when December month, December expiry comes on December 16th? So that's what we need to know. So current month, subsequent month, and now we need to know what happened when the December month expires. Also, the reason they created, they said the current month should be there and the subsequent month must be there, because they created options for speculation and hedging purposes. The options are not meant to be created for long-term investment. Options are created for speculation and hedging purposes. So that's why they said, okay, if somebody is hedging or speculating, so if he's speculating short term. If he's hedging, maybe he's hedging, he need to hedge properly. Maybe he needs the subsequent month to hedge. So that's why we see the January there. So speculation and hedging. Now we need to understand what happened when the option expires, how the months are added. So what happened? So right now, for the stock, which is a March cycle, we are not seeing month of February, but eventually we will see the month of February in FedEx. So let's say today's date is January 1st, and a stock is assigned to January cycle. Yes, this is recorded. You will get the recording. So today's date is January 1st. Option expiration cycle is January. So it so happened this stock is assigned to the January cycle. So the next question comes is, okay, 4 months are available. So if 4 months are available, then which 4 months we will see immediately? We will, if January is the current month, let's say we are on January 1st. So January becomes the current month. So you will see January expiry. But the rule is that we need also the subsequent month. So the subsequent month will be the February. So you will see February listed there. So February you will see. Now, other 2 months you will see is April and July, because these are the first month of each quarter. So January is the option expiration cycle. The today is January 1st. So you see January by default. So even if it was not January, if it assigned to January, you would see January if it's closer back. But we are on January 1st, and we need to have 4 months. So January, the current month, because it's the current month, and then subsequent month. You ask, what is the subsequent month of January? Okay, answer February. So you February. Then you say, okay, what is the first month of the third quarter and the first month of the third quarter, second quarter, and third quarter? So the answer comes April and July. So the stock which is assigned to January cycle, you will see January, February, April, and July options listed there. There's no March listed, no May and June listed. So if you're trading a stock which is assigned to January cycle, you will see January cycle, January option, and February option. So if you are a short-term trader or hedging, these 2 months are enough for you for the month of January. These 2 months are enough. Now, what happened when January expires? So when the January comes, so January option will expire on January 20th. So let's say January 20th comes and goes, and now today is January 23rd. So if January 23rd is the February current, yeah. So if the January option expiration cycle, January, so the January will expire. So January will no longer be available. But because the February was the subsequent month of January, so it will still be there as a because of the subsequent month. So it's there. So that will become the first month. Even though we are in January, we will see we are seeing February because it's a subsequent month. But when the option expires on January 20th and comes January 23rd, then we will have a month of February, which is automatically current month, but then they will add a subsequent month, which is March. They will add March as a subsequent month. So when January expires, you will see the March getting added. Let's see the second. And before we had April and July. So we had April and July, we had January and February. If January goes away, then we have February, and then 1 month is added, which will be subsequent month, which will be March. So as soon as January expiry hits, we get another month added. So if you are trading and it's the last day of option expiration cycle, so let's say it's a January 20th last day. So if you can hold on, so you don't want to buy, let's say February, you say, okay, February is too close. I don't want to buy February options. And April is far and July is far. So you may want to wait for the March option to be listed, and then you can buy March option. March option will be newly added because we need to have 4 months. So now we have February, March, April, and July when January expires. Now, when February expires, so what happened? So it's the same stock, the January cycle stock. Now the month of February comes. So the month of February, let me see the calendar. So month of February is February 17. So February expires. So when the February expires, March was already there. So it will become current month, but then we need a subsequent month, April. So April is already there. So April is already there because it's a January cycle month. So there's no new month will be added. Just a second. No new month will be added because, no, sorry, October will be added at the end of July. So October will be added. April is already there, which will act as a subsequent month when February expires. When February expires, the March is there. It was added last time. So it becomes a current month. April was there, so it stays there as a subsequent month. July is there, so it stays there. It's not moving because we need 4 months: March, April, July, October. So 4 months. So October was not there. So October expiry will be added to the chain. And why October? Because the stock belongs to January cycle, and January is the first month of the quarter, of first quarter, and October is the first month of the fourth quarter. So you will see October being added. So this is the way when the options are expiring, the months are getting added to it. But no matter what, we always have the current month and the subsequent month in the option change, plus 2 more months. And then when the option expires, then the month get added. Depends on where where we are and what kind of cycle it is. Sometimes the month is added right there in the beginning. Sometimes the month is added at the end because there is no room here. It's already there. But we need 4 months, so they add another month called in this case October. So in the leap, so there is a little difference in the leap, which is the long-term options. So I'll explain the leap, and then this presentation will be over. So understanding option cycle for leap. So leap is a long-term equity, anticipation, participation, security is a long definition. Long-term equity, anticipation, participation, security. So you're just anticipating in the goal and you're participating. So anticipation, participation. That's the name they came up with. Long-term equity, anticipation, participation, security. So not all stocks have leaps, only the popular stocks. They have a longer dated stock leap, like 2-year option expiry. So if you don't want to buy stock outright, and then you say, no, I know Apple is going to 200. I'm not going to buy 5,000 shares of Apple. I just buy 50 contracts 2 years from now, and I'm pretty sure Apple will be at 200. So less money, same, deep in the money strike. So I buy deep in the money strike, 100 strike somewhere, and the stock is at 140, and I say, okay, Apple is going up in 2 years, so I don't need to invest in stocks. And against those leaves, I can do the covered calls. So I can do that. So long-term options, more than 4 expiration months available, no more than 3 years out. So they have a limit of 3 years. So I mean, they realize that you don't need options more than 3 years. You can always roll. Usually trade with January month option expiration cycle. So leaves have a January option expiration cycles. And then other months added are May, June, July. So in other words, leave options, they are expired. I don't trade leave, but this is what I read, that January is the month, and then they have a May, June, and July added. So understanding leap options. So the leap is a little complicated because of all this option expiry cycle. So I will try to explain to you. So option expiration cycle, let's say the stock belongs to January cycle, which is the first month of the year, the first month of the first quarter. So January. Let's say today's date is May 2022. So May 2022. So what we know that each option must have 4 expiry: the current month, the subsequent month, and 2 more months. So the current month, the subsequent month, and 2 more months. But in case of leaves, there are more months, which are January month. So there's a typo here. This should be January 2024. So let's say the month is May 2022. So May, I was typing it last night with my eyes closed. So I typed it 2012. It's not 2012, it's 2022. So the current month is May 2022. The subsequent month will be June 2022. The current month, subsequent month. And then because it belongs to January cycle, because it belongs to January cycle, so it will have another month after June, which will be July 2022 as the first month of third quarter, and October 22 as the first month of fourth quarter. So this is same as any option. If our option expiration cycle is January and current month is May, So we need to have a May option. Let's say today is May 1st. We need to have a May 2022 option. And then we need a subsequent month, which is June 2022, subsequent month. And then we need 2 more months. So after June, we say, okay, July is coming. So let's put the July. Does it qualify to be included? And the answer comes, yes, it qualifies. Why? Because it's the first month of the third quarter based on January. And then we say, okay, August qualify? No. September? No. So October, yes, because October is the first month of the fourth quarter. And because January is the first month of the first quarter. So we add these 4. So after October 2022, because we are saying it's a leap option, we need to add some additional time. So we add January of 2023 as another leap option. And then we add January of 2024 as another 1-year option. So if we are in the May of 2022, then we have 2.5 years in this option. So the whole, not the 2.5 years, 1 year and 6-7 months. So May 2022, so May, don't count May, then June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 7 months of 2022, 12 months of 2023, 19, and then 1 month of January 2024. So we have 20 months. You can buy option 20 months far out, which is enough. So May 2022, June 2022, July 22, October 22, January 2023, and January of 2024. So we will see 6 options listed. So if you see January, all the way January 2024 right now, you know that this is a leap because of leap. So this stock falls under the leap category. They decided that they need to have these longer term dated options. So now the question is, when the May of 2022 comes, the May expires, then which month gets added? So we already know that June is there. So June becomes the subsequent month. So if June becomes the current month. So if June becomes the current month, then we need a subsequent month, which is July. So July will be the subsequent month, and it's already there. So it's already there because of the option expiry cycle. It belongs to option expiry cycle, July. So it was already there. So they say, okay, it's already there, subsequent month. So we don't have to do anything. So June, July. Then October is already there. So we don't need to do anything. Now comes the fourth month, the fourth month. So fourth month is we need a January, because January is after October, January comes the first month of the first quarter. So we need to add January, but January is already there. So January 2023 is already there. So January 2024. So January 2023 is there. January, so these numbers are not right correctly. I did not do a good job last night. So January 2023 is there. So they need to add January 2025. So it will be January 2025. And this January 23 will be 24. Why? Because this January 2023, which was as a leap, now it becomes a standard option. It is part of those 4 months. So whenever a leap month becomes a part of a standard month, we need to add another year of option. So when the month of May expires, the option expires in May, the June becomes the current month, and it's already there. It was subsequent month, it become current month. July become the subsequent month. It was there because of the first month belonging to January. October was there, is nothing happened. July was there, which is the next, out of the 4, July was there, July 2023. So July 2023 becomes like a standard option. So first month of the first quarter. So after July 2023 is after January 23 is a January 2024. So January 2024 was there also, so we don't need to do anything. But because we are converting January 2023 and saying, okay, it's part of the standard option, we need to add January 2025. So if a stock belongs to leap, then when the month of May expires, you will see additional year added to it. So you get one more year of time. I'll fix the dates, and when I teach next time, it will be all right. So this is leap. Leap is a little complicated in terms of month of January. So just keep an eye on the January. More Januaries are getting added. Now, another example I give you for leap. Let's say we are in the option expression cycle of March. So the previous was we were in the option expression cycle of January. This example is March. Let's say this is option expression cycle March, and we are in the same current date, May 2022. So May 2022 is current month. So the subsequent month will be June. So it should show. Now the March is the third month, or March is the third month of the quarter. So if the March is the third month, then we need the third month of each quarter as an additional month. So the third month of the third quarter is September. So we add that. The third month of fourth quarter is December. So we add that. So as part of the standard option, we will have May 2022, June 2022, September 22, and December 22. So these four will be there. Now, because we are categorizing as leap, so we will say January 2023 will be there. So it's there because just after December comes January 2023. And then we need to add another year of leap, which is January 2024. So January 2024 will be there. So this is, when you see leap, you will see these 6 months. Now, what happened when May expires? So after May expiry, so what happened when the month of May expires and comes June? So when June comes, June of 2022, which is then it becomes the current month. It was a subsequent month, it becomes the current month. So when June becomes the current month, we need a subsequent month. So the subsequent month is July. So July will be added as part of the any option. So it nothing to do with leap. So July will be added as a subsequent month. So July gets added, and September and December will stay there, third month, because it's part of the options. It has nothing to do with leap. So 2 months are there because the March expiry cycle. So it belongs to March expiry cycle. September, December will be there. So September, December is there. January 2023 was there, is there. January 2024 was there, is there. So what happened? 1 month is added when the March expires in the month of May. The month of May expires and it belongs to the option expiry cycle of March. So July is added as part of the logic. So how can you tell? So based on all these examples, how can you tell what cycle a stock is on? So I think I did not finish this. This slide is missing. You see, I was did not complete this last night, late night, working to teach. So so how you can tell the cycle stock belongs? So the slide is not complete. So looking at these option cycle. So this is the way you can tell this one cycle March, or by looking at which months are available. So if March is missing, so if the March is, if let's say the stock belongs to March cycle, and it was FedEx, so that's what I was trying to figure out. Okay, why the February is not there? Then I realized that it's the FedEx belongs to March cycle, and the March cycle is because the February was not listed. It's December listed, January listed, and February not listed. So when you see the 2 months are listed there, so you know the current month is listed and the subsequent month is listed, then which is the next month. So by looking at the third month in the list, you will know which option expiry cycle it belongs to. So the current month for FedEx is December. The subsequent month listed is January. And then the February is missing, and the current month, then the third month listed is March. So then I know, oh, this stock belongs to March expiry. So this is the way you can tell. So the February will come when the December expires. So that's the way you come to know. Just a second, sorry. So that's the way you come to know which cycle this stock belongs to. And then you know when the February month of February will come for FedEx. So is around the corner. So I'll complete this slide also. So today we learn what is option expiration, what is option expiration cycle, why we need to know option expiration cycle, three types of options, weekly options, actually four, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and leave. So there are four kinds of options, so not four, three. So weekly, quarterly, monthly, quarterly, and then the leap. Three types of option cycle. So January cycle, February cycle, March cycle. What is modified option expiry cycle? So modified options expiry cycle, that we must list the current month and the subsequent month for hedging and speculation purposes. And then I gave you examples of option expiration cycle and what happened after expiration date. So this is important. What happened when the expiration date? So when December 16 comes, then you can note down all the stocks which you want to learn and see what happened on December 16 or after December 16. And understanding option cycle for leaves. So leaves are the longer term dated options and they have January months. So January 2023 will be listed, January 2024 listed. Since January 23 is there, so January 2025 may be listed there. And then how can you tell what cycle the stock is on? You can tell by looking at the third month. So if today is December, so December is listed, January is listed, and then the March is listed, February is not listed, then you know that this stock belongs to March cycle. So December and January and February is missing. December is listed because of the current month. January is listed because of the subsequent month. March is listed. February is not listed. So March is listed because it belongs to March cycle. So this is what it is about the option expiration cycle. And I will try to hold this again sometime in 1 or 2 months with some corrections. All right. So I'll see you sometime. Thank you. Bye.